category is validity. யாரு Third category is validity or enforceability of a contract. Based on that, what are the types of contract? So in that, the first type of contract is your valid contract. Okay, so what is a valid contract? If you are able to execute the terms of the contract, if you are able to legally execute the terms of a contract, then that is called as a valid contract. As simple as that. Okay, so two or more parties have entered into a contract, and all the parties or some of the parties were able to satisfy all the terms that were stipulated in that particular contract. Okay, so that is called as your valid contract. Next one is called as your void contract. Now void contract is something that cannot, that ceases to be enforceable. Okay, there might be many reasons why a contract has become void, but to state some of the void contracts, some examples for void contracts, maybe someone has not delivered his part of his promise, right? So someone has made an offer and someone has accepted the offer, and if there is an offer and there is an acceptance, that's basically a promise, right? And if someone is not able to fulfill his, இன்னும் ஒரு 10-15 நிமிஷத்துக்கு போகும். Someone is not able to fulfill his part of the promise, then that contract becomes automatically void. Now tell me, so ஒரு example கொடுக்கிறேன், tell me if this is a valid contract or not. ஓகே, இந்த ஜெயினம் கிட்ட சொல்லுங்க, அவனை வந்து நான் என்னைக்குமே வந்து 40 ஆச்சுன்னா நான் அதுக்கு மேல நான் அவனை என்டர் பண்ண விட்டுறதே கிடையாது. பட் ஹி ஸ்டில் டஸ் தட். 40க்கு மேலதான், இப்ப 240 இருக்கட்டும் 340 இருக்கட்டும், அதுக்கு மேலதான் அவன் ட்ரையே பண்றான். அவனை நான் உள்ளவும் விட போறது கிடையாது. ஆஸ்க் ஹிம் நாட் டு டூ தட். Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, and you tell me if it's a valid contract or not. Okay, so two persons are entering into a contract, and one person is 35 years of age, another person is 60 years of age. Okay, and 35, the man who is 35 years of age wants to buy a car from the person who is 65 years of age. Okay, let's call them A and B. A is 35 years old and B is 60 years old. Okay, A wants to buy a car from B, and A is willing to pay 3 lakhs for the same. Okay, and they have signed the contract. B has delivered the car to A, and A has paid 3 lakhs to B. Now, is this a valid contract? Is this a valid contract?
Yeah, no. Yes, ma'am.
No, why? Yes, sir. எல்லாமே சொல்லாத.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir.
கான்ட்ராக்ட் அவன் பண்ணானே
அந்த மாதிரி அந்த காரை தான் டெலிவர் பண்ணிட்டானே மேம்.
ஓகே ஃபைன். ஓகே, ஸோ காரை வந்து டெலிவர் பண்ணிட்டா. கான்ட்ராக்ட் படி என்னன்னா, ஒருத்தன் நான் கார் விற்கிறேன்றான், இன்னொருத்தன் வந்து நான் கார் வாங்கிக்கிறேன்றான். ஸோ they have signed on the dotted line, and this guy has delivered the car and the other person has paid the money, so that is a valid contract. Okay, now second example. So A is 16 years old and B is 60 years old. Okay, and A wants to buy a car from B, and B is willing to sell a car to A. Okay, and he's ready to pay 3 lakhs again. Okay, fine. So A has B has delivered the car to A, but A hasn't paid the money yet. Now, is this contract valid, or can there be any contest on this particular contract? ரிப்பீட் பண்ணனும்னா ரிப்பீட் பண்றேன் எக்ஸாம்பிள்.
இப்போ அவன் கண்டிப்பா வந்துட்டு அதாவது காரை கொடுத்ததுக்கு அவன் காசு கொடுத்துருவான் அப்படின்ற ஒரு ஏதாவது அவங்க நடுவுல
ஏதாவது கான்ட்ராக்ட் சரி ஓகே, பே பண்ணிட்டதாவே வெச்சுக்கலாம், திருப்பியும் பே பண்ணிட்டதாவே வெச்சுக்கலாம். பட் சரி, பே பண்ணிட்டான், இவன் காரை டெலிவர் பண்ணிட்டான், ஏ வந்து காரை பே பண்ணிட்டான். பட் இஸ் திஸ் a valid contract?
Ma'am, if the A is minor, it is not a valid contract, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, so if a person is minor, then that person you cannot enter into a contract from the start. ஓகே, அது முதல்ல அந்த ஒரு லாட்டின் டேர்ம், ஐயோ அந்த லாட்டின் டேர்ம் நானே மறந்து போயிட்டேனே, இருங்க கண்டுபிடிப்போம் அந்த லாட்டின் டேர்ம் என்னன்னு.
Ma'am, void ab initio, ma'am.
Void ab initio. No, inoperative ab initio.
Ma'am, any contract where a minor is into it is void ab initio because
Inoperative ab initio. I'm sorry, who was that? I'm sorry, I cut short the person. Who was that?
Ma'am, Chirayu.
Sorry, Kana. Sorry, Kana.
It's
Sorry
all right.
to cut short you, but it was inoperative ab initio. I mean, that's the technical term anyway. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine, but thank you anyway. Thank you so much, Kana. Okay. So
Welcome,
yeah,
ma'am.
so inoperative ab initio is the meanings of inoperative ab initio is it's void from the very beginning. Okay, so that contract is not valid. So that's a void contract. Okay, and void contracts is mattum kediyadhu. If someone let's say that A and B are legal age, and A wants to buy a car from B, and A is not willing to pay. Now they discussed that they were going to pay 3 lakh rupees, but at the last moment, and they've signed also, but at the last moment A says that, see, I can only pay 2 lakh rupees for this car. I don't think the car meets my expectations, so I'm going to only pay 2 lakh rupees for the car. Abdina, then that becomes a void contract. I mean, you can contest upon that contract because A has not delivered his promises. Okay, A is contesting his promises, right? Okay.
Ma'am,
So
sorry
that's
to
void.
disturb.
I'm sorry.
I have a
Yeah.
doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this contract will be voidable, ma'am. It is voidable, but void contracts are basically invalid contracts, ma'am.
No, see, they're not invalid contracts as per. I mean, you can contest on the contract, and let's say that the other person, you're right, voidable contracts no one irukku, you are very right, but let's say the person B he's withdrawing his consent. I mean, he's withdrawing the contract at all, he's completely withdrawing the contract, then the contract becomes void anyway. Okay, it depends on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
circumstances. Okay, you get my point?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
He's
ma'am.
withdrawing the contract. He's completely withdrawing the contract. Then the contract
ma'am.
becomes void.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you,
Fine.
ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry to disturb, ma'am.
No problem. No problem, madam. Fine. Third one is, so இதுதான் வந்து சிராயு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தான், voidable contract. Okay. So an agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more parties, but not at the option of the other person or others is called as voidable contract. இதுதான் exactly what he was trying to say. Okay, Shirayu was trying to say. So A and B, they are in an agreement. Now A has fulfilled his promise, but B is not willing to entirely fulfill his promise. So he's trying to deviate from the elements that were mentioned in the particular contract. Okay, so those type of contracts are called as your voidable contracts. Okay, so this in fact means that where one party, they are agreement in the position, they are in position and they are fulfilling, they want to fulfill the promises of that particular contract, right? But the other person is not treating the contract the same. Okay, so in that case the contract becomes voidable. Okay, so in the madri contract, voidable contract may arise due to coercion, undue influence, fraud or misinterpretation. Now we already discussed what coercion is, what undue influence is, what fraud is, and what misinterpretation is. All right, now misinterpretation, that's actually a technical difficulty because people might not really understand the terms of the contract. You might have discussed it in detail, you might have discussed everything in detail, but still people might not be clear about the terms of the contract. Okay, the understanding of the particular contract might differ from one person to other, then that is called as your misrepresentation, right? But all the others are premeditated false, premeditated acts of defiance. Okay, they are defying the contract, they are defying the rules of the contract, and that is premeditated. Premeditated means முன்னாடியே யோசிச்சு, okay, I'm going to cheat this guy அப்படின்னு முன்னாடியே இது பண்ணி யோசிச்சு பண்ற வேலைகள். So all the first three is those type of works that are premeditated, while misrepresentation is not exactly. See, misrepresentation might be premeditated, but in most cases it is just a wrongdoing. All right, okay, fine. So moving on. Open ஆக மாட்டேங்குது. Next is illegal contract. Illegal contracts are those that is forbidden by law. Okay, so சில cases வந்து they are forbidden by law. சில contracts வந்து they are forbidden by law. You should not pursue those kind of contracts. So those are called as illegal contract. I will be discussing about one particular illegal contract moving further. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள்லயும் கேட்கிறேன் இது illegal contract இல்லையான்ட்டு. இனிமே நான் சொல்ற எக்ஸாம்பிள் எல்லாத்துலயும் I'll be asking you if it's a illegal contract or not. So please think about it if it's an illegal contract or not. Okay, fine. I will be giving you an example. So let me wait upon that. I'm not going to discuss that now itself. Okay. Okay. Moving on, the very first topic in your third unit, it's so far these topics so far, whatever topics I've taught you, all the types of contracts, the categories of contracts, they're not directly given in your syllabus, but you might get questions because teachers have been, KL ma'am and RK ma'am, they've been handling business law for all these years. This is the first time I think I've already confessed this to you guys. This is the first time I'm handling business law, but they have been handling for a long time, and they wanted me to teach you about the types of contract as well. Okay, so although it is not mentioned in your syllabus. Okay, so those are the types of contract. Now delving deep into this particular unit, you'll have wagering, what we'll discuss in detail about wagering agreement and indemnity in case of breach, or your quasi contract. So we'll be discussing about all those things, but for today's class I'll be only discussing about wagering agreement. வேற எதை பத்தியும் பேச போறதில்ல, just about wagering agreement. Okay, now what is a wager? What is mean by wager?
Salary, per day salary.
Hey, அது wage. What is a wager?
மேம் வேஜர் வந்து யாருக்கு வேஜ் வாங்குறா மேம், அவனா மேம்?
இல்ல சரி, ரெண்டு பேர் வந்து they are indulging in any, சரி இது வந்து கரெக்டான டேர்ம் கிடையாது, டெக்னிக்கலி கரெக்ட் யூஸ் ஆஃப் டேர்ம் கிடையாது, பட் ஐ வாண்ட் யூ guys to guess it. அதனால நான் இதை யூஸ் பண்றேன், இந்த பர்టిక్యులர் சினாரியோ யூஸ் பண்றேன். ஓகே, two people are wagering that it will rain today. Okay, and if it rains today, A says that it will rain today and B says that it will not rain today. Okay, and யார் வந்து கரெக்டா சொல்றாங்களோ other person owes the other person 100 rupees.
Betting மாதிரியா மேம்?
Very good. அதேதான், பெட்டிங் மாதிரி கிடையாது,
பந்தயம் கட்டுறது.
Okay, so wager is a much more of a technical term for your bet. Normally நம்ம பெட் கட்டுறதுன்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, so அது வந்து nothing but your wager. Okay, now what is wagering agreement என்றது நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். Okay, so wager is a agreement between two parties. Okay, again there must be two or more parties involved in a wager. A person by himself cannot compete in a bet or compete in a wager. Okay, இவன் என்ன உள்ளதானே இருக்கான், யஷ்வந்த் பட்டேரா was in the classroom, right?
No ma'am, I'm getting a lot of lag from my laptop, so I'm trying to join from my phone ma'am.
சொல்லிருக்கலாம்ல, I mean you're joining from your personal ID. I should let you in.
Sorry ma'am. I will.
Guys, another thing I wanted to discuss. See, if you're not interested to write your assignments, please be honest and tell me so. Call up and tell me that, see, ma'am, I'm not interested in the kind of questions that you're giving me, or I'm not just interested to copy material from the net and write it down, jot it down. So if you're not interested in that, you can always call and tell me. You don't have to indulge in malpractice or submitting someone else's copy, or just plainly copying, just writing one page of assignment is no good at all. I mean, அன்னைக்கு வந்து what are the remedies for breach of contract ன்னு கேட்டிருக்கேன். Most of you have written only 4 lines or so, and very few have presented it very neatly. மத்தவங்க எல்லாம் வந்து சும்மா for the sake of writing you have written. And I usually take pains to give at least some creative assignment. சும்மா அப்படியே வந்து இருக்கிற questions எழுதாம I take pains to give at least some creative questions, some examples or the other. And there must be two parties, and one person promises something to another, and there is always some monetary benefit that is involved in a wager. Monetary illa, some benefit or the other that is involved. எதனால நீங்க wager க்கு யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். Okay, fine. And wager is always, the main terms of a wager is it's always between two or more parties, and it is always based on some uncertain event. நீ பெட்டு கட்டுறப்ப வந்து நடக்கும் தெரிஞ்சு பெட்டு கட்டுற அப்படின்னா வந்து that's not an active bet, that's not actually a valid kind of a bet, valid wager. Yeah, so that must be some uncertain event. Okay, there must be some uncertain event, and in that case when you are indulging in a bet, and if you are winning, you are a true winner and all that stuff. அது வந்து ஒரு அக்ரிமெண்ட். சரி, அது பெட்ன்றது மாரலி லீகலி அது எத்திக்கலி எல்லாம் நம்ம பார்க்க முடியாது. பெட் வந்து இட்ஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் டன் இன் a fun kind of way. Okay, usually bets are done in a fun kind of way, but wager பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் that is much more ethical, and that should be in more of a moral terms. Okay, let's take share market itself. If someone is already, ஏன் வந்து ஷேர் மார்க்கெட்ஸ்ல வந்து இந்த ஏஜென்ட்ஸ் ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸா இருக்க கூடாது, இந்த பர்టిక్యులர் ஏஜென்ட் ஃபார் எனி ஷேர் should not be family members அப்படின்ற மாதிரிலாம் rules. There are lots of rules given by SEBI இல்லையா? So there are strict rules because these people might already know the future course of the particular company, and that will mislead the share market, and that will mislead the shares of a particular company. And that is why there are certain rules levied by your SEBI and all the financial agencies to control the share market and the entire financial space. Yeah, so the same goes for wagering as well. So it must be based, wager must be based upon some uncertain event. Okay, or a certain event எடுத்துட்டு you cannot wager upon that certain event. Okay, so let's say that A and B enter into an agreement, and A says that A shall pay 100 rupees to B if it rains on Monday, and B will pay the same if it does not rain. Okay, the example that I gave you. ரெண்டு பேருமே வந்து பெட்ல இது பண்றாங்க. ஒருத்தர் வந்து A says that if it rains on Monday I'll give you 100 rupees, and B says that if it does not rain I'll give you 100 rupees. Okay, so this is a bet. Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what are the essentials of a wager? Okay, so first one is a promise to pay money or money's worth. All right, so money தான் இருக்கணும் கிடையாது. I was talking about இது இல்லையா, I was talking about benefits, right? So it need not be always money, but it can be any benefit. Okay, but there should be a mutual chance of gain or loss. Now, what is this mutual chance of gain or loss called mathematically? The max ஆ இருக்கும், statistics ஆ இருக்கட்டும், gain or loss னா என்ன சொல்லுவோம், அந்த கான்செப்ட் என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம்? If there might be a gain or there might be a loss, what is that concept called as?
Probability.
Very good, probability. So wager is always based on probability, because it is dependent on you wage on an uncertain event, so it is always dependent on probability. Okay, so what do you guys think about gambling? So idu konjam off topic podu, but what do you guys actually think about gambling? Anyone?
Ma'am, we need high luck, ma'am.
High luck. Okay, அவ்வளவுதானா? லக் இருந்தா பண்ணிட்டு போதுமா கேம்பிளிங்ல?
Knowledge and stats.
Knowledge, stats. Okay,
ப்ராபபிலிட்டி இருக்கு.
ப்ராபபிலிட்டி தான் லக் இல்லையா? லக் ப்ராபபிலிட்டி தானே லே டர்ம்ஸ்ல நம்ம லக்குன்னு சொல்றோம். லக் அடிக்கிறதுன்றது என்ன? லக் அடிச்சா நல்லா இருக்கும் அப்படின்றது என்ன? இட் மைட் ஹேப்பன், மைட் நாட் ஹேப்பன். தட் இஸ் ப்ராபபிலிட்டி.
Ma'am, taking risky action in hope of some desired results.
Okay, fine. Okay, so ஒரு கேம்பிளிங்னு பாக்குறப்ப எப்பயுமே we view it in negative terms. There is a very pessimistic approach towards gambling. Not only these days, from the time beginning there has been a very pessimistic outlook towards gambling. So let's say that if someone is using money to play cards, இதெல்லாம் cards விளையாடும் போது if you're using money, if someone is overly indulging in horse racing or எந்த பெட் கட்டுறதா இருக்கட்டும், லாட்டரி டிக்கெட்ஸ்ல எது காசு போடுறதா இருக்கட்டும், we call them gamblers, and it's viewed in a very pessimistic view. Now there's this guy called as David Yeel, I think his name is David Yeel, and he has actually extensively researched on these gamblers. Okay, and he has divided gamblers into 3 categories. Okay, so the first type of gamblers, he calls them as poker players. Okay, so poker is a very popular card game. I'm not very sure what the entire techniques of poker are. I've tried to learn it, ஆனா வந்து எனக்கு சுத்தமா புரியவே கிடையாது. Okay, but it is more than rummy. Please know that it is more than rummy or your normal mangata or whatever that is. But these poker players, the main, I think, as far as I've learned, and as also David Eel explains, the main thing for a poker player is a good poker face. Okay, they call it as a poker face. In the poker face, you might have the cards that you want with you. Okay, so the basically betting upon the cards, using the cards strategically to win a particular game. Okay, you are supposed to come up with certain pattern of cards, and if your cards trump the pattern of other person's card, then you become the winner, automatically become the winner. Okay, and if there are more number of players involved in a poker game, then it becomes much more interesting. Where there are only 2 players, you actually know what the other person might have and all that stuff. இப்ப யூனோவே எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன், யூனோ விளையாடுறோம் இல்லையா நம்ம, யூனோ எனக்கு யூனோ தெரியும், அதனால யூனோ எடுத்துக்கிறேன் நான். So யூனோ விளையாடுறப்ப, if it's 2 players, you sort of know what's going to happen, what might happen. Yeah, the person is throwing in good cards, you know that he has good cards, so he's throwing in. நம்மளுக்கு இப்ப 2 பேர் தான் விளையாண்டுருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா, and the person keeps on going through, I mean, he throws good cards one after the other, the person is throwing good cards. At the end, he only has 3 cards or so left, so you know that those cards are bad cards. இல்லையா, you know la. So அந்த கடைசியா வச்சிருக்க cards are always bound to be your bad cards. But there are some very, very smart players of, there was this one boy from your 2017 batch, and அவன் கூட விளையாடுறப்போ அவங்க கூட டூர் போயிட்டு வந்தோம், 2017 batch டூர் போயிட்டு வந்தோம். He won every single game of நாங்க பண்ணதெல்லாம் விட அவன் டிஃபரெண்டா என்ன பண்ணா அப்படின்னா, he was mixing up the cards, he was throwing in all the bad cards occasionally, because he knew that கடைசியில bad cards யூஸ் பண்ணா his probability of winning might not be towards his side, because the type of bad cards that you might have might be fatal for you. Okay, fatal for your game, right? So he was mixing up his good cards and bad cards, and that's how he kept winning. And he taught us this particular method. I tried to use that method, but it was a failure all the same, because I'm a very bad card player. But that's beside the point. But some people were actually able to beat him at the end of the game. They were able to beat him in this particular game. And the other thing he did was, enna card irundhalum he did not show it in his face at all. There is another popular game idella naanga chinna vayasula venandadu, but people still play it. There'll be papers and chits written. You'll throw out chits, and each chit will have your king, queen, and there'll be a police and a thief, and these chits will be distributed. And Raja Rani, okay, but the police will reveal himself as
தெரியும்.
அதேதான். So the police will reveal himself to be the police, and he's supposed to find the thief. Now everyone is supposed to have a composed face. Nee raja ellati soltina, you're automatically out of the equation, and the police, the game becomes very easy for the police, and it becomes difficult for the thief. Okay, ana eppiyume நம்ம அந்த face composure வெச்சிருக்கதே கிடையாது. Especially if you're a thief, if you can maintain the face composure, then you become the ultimate winner. Okay, now in the poker இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு game that you're supposed to bluff the other person that you have been dealt a very bad hand, or you've been dealt a very good hand. You might have a very bad set of cards, but you are supposed to pretend that you've been dealt a very good hand. Okay, then you are a successful poker player, and so on. The poker players ellarme, they have this lot of composure. They are very, very chilled out, and they can perform under pressure. Okay, fine. So these are the first type of gamblers, and the second type of gamblers are they're not that good. They're not, he calls them as blackjack players. Again, I don't know what is blackjack, so I'm not going to go into that. But the way he describes them is, they're not that good. They're not that good in the poker face, but they're technically very smart. Okay, so there is this practice of counting cards in the idhula irukku illaya, namba poker games இதுல நிறைய மூவிஸ் எல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு, ஹாலிவுட் மூவிஸ் எல்லாம் இது பேஸ்டா வந்திருக்கு. ஸோ இந்த வேகஸ் அங்கெல்லாம் போகும்போது இந்த கார்ட் கேம்ஸ் கேம்பிளிங் தே கோ டு தீஸ் பிளேசஸ் டு கேம்பிள். இப்ப நம்ம கோவா போனீங்கன்னா கூட there are a lot of places to gamble there. So luckனாலையும் win பண்ணலாம். There is also a detailed mathematical procedure. You count the cards and you count the cards in such a way that you are dealt a good hand. Okay, so you're technically strong. Even though you can't maintain your composure, you're technically very good and you are able to destruct the other person technically. Okay, fine. So in the casinos la வந்து இந்த counting of cards is illegal because you're supposed to depend on luck, and that's how the casinos draw money out of you. நீ எல்லாரும் வந்து அந்த கேமோட டெக்னிக்காலிட்டியை கத்துக்கிட்டு போய் விளையாண்டானா casino will be out of money. Okay, so it is illegal to actually count cards, use techniques while playing in these casinos, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so these second type of players are technically sound, and these third type of players, they are the most interesting players because they are your normal punters. Okay, they depend upon luck and nothing else. Luck, just luck. Okay, pure dumb luck. It works out at some cases and it does not work out at some other cases. Okay, but these punters also, these dumb fellows are also able to win, or they are able to thrive well in these waging situations. Adu yen abindradha this guy David was researching. Okay, he was actually researching, he was picking people. So he actually came up with a website. There is a website, I'll maybe send it to you in the group. I actually did not finish the questionnaire myself, but there are 50 questions in that particular website, and he has drawn a normal curve endradha bell curve. Last year statistics neenga padichirundukno at least kelviyachu pattirukkom. So there is this normal curve endradhu enna, your entire population can be fit into that particular curve. Okay, your entire population endradhu enna, all that is there, everything that is there can be fit into that particular curve. Okay, so let's say that you are okay, are you a good person nu kekren vechukongla. This is a very objective question. Let's say that it's a very objective question, but it becomes subjective at certain times. Are you a good person abdin kekrana? If I'm feeling very good about myself today I'm in a very good mood, I feel very good about myself, so and I'll go and say, see, even though I might have shortcomings, I'll say that, see, I'm a good person, I think I'm a good person. Okay, ana vandu ipa I'm a good person endradhukum I think I'm a good person endradhukum there is a difference. Okay, there is a very wide quantitative difference. Qualitatively they might sound the same, but quantitatively they are very different. I am a good person endradhu 100% I'm a good person, but I think I'm a good person endradhu I'm still not sure about it. Or let's take the other end of the scale as well. I'm a bad person ko I think I'm a bad person ko there is a lot of difference. Okay, but there are these people who are very centered in the between. Okay, I don't know what kind of a person I am, I don't know who I am abindradhu you come at the center of the scale. Okay, so he has used this particular rating scale. Okay, so instead of answering yes or no, just yes or no or maybe, you answer in percentages, you answer using percentages. Okay, so our first question vandu, do you play poker all the time abdina, I play poker 70% of the time abdina answer பண்ணுவ அந்த particular website la. Okay, so he has this 50 questions and he published those 50 questions. Okay, and with those questions he was able to filter out all these punters, all these people who are actually relying upon luck. Okay, and he was only concentrating on the answers of these particular batch of people, and what he found out was eppadi vandu these people are either able to thrive under the pressure, thrive or get very very lucky. I mean, probability is always on their side, and some people, I mean, they have dumb luck. I mean, some people have dumb luck and some people don't have any luck at all. Okay, I was going to use a bad word and I caught myself, but yeah, so some people don't have any luck at all. So in the rendu idukku enna difference, in the extremes ku enna difference abdin kandupidichappo, what he found out was these people were intuitively able to, these people who thought they had dumb luck, who thought they were just plainly lucky and they weren't doing anything special, but they were plainly lucky endravanga vandu, they actually were able to intuitively come up with answers. ஓகே, இன்னைக்கு மழை பெய்யுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா வந்து சம் ஆஃப் யூ பார்த்துட்டு இதை போய் ஆப்பை நோண்டிட்டு ஆப்பை வந்து நம்புவோம். ஆனா சில பேர் வந்து வானத்தை பார்த்துட்டு ஓகே இட் மைட் ரெயின் அண்ட் யுவர் இன்ட்யூஷன் மைட் பி ரைட், இட் மைட் பி பிரைட் அண்ட் ஷைனி. ஒரு நாள் வந்து சில நாள் வந்து இட் மைட் பி பிரைட் அண்ட் ஷைனி பட் யூ மைட் ஃபீல் வெரி ஹியூமிட் அண்ட் யூ சே ஃபார் சர்டன் தட் see it's going to rain. ஓகே, இன்னைக்கு வந்து மழை பெய்ய போகுது அப்படின்னு சொல்றது வந்து இட் மைட் சீம் லைக் intuition, but I mean, so it might seem like dumb luck, but at the end of the day it's intuition. Okay, and there are always people, I've come across people, so he put across this particular scenario. So you hear people saying that when I wear this particular dress, whenever I wear this particular dress it starts raining. I don't know what's wrong with this dress or what's wrong with me. Whenever I wear this particular dress it starts raining அப்படினு சொல்ற ஆளுங்க நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்ற மாதிரி he says. But actually the science behind it is there is no chance or no luck in that at all. There might have been luck or there might have been some probability at some point of time. But he says that scientifically researching all those criteria, the person intuitively knows that it is going to rain today, and if he knows that it's going to rain today, he always is drawn towards that particular dress, because on the very first day that he wore that dress it might have rained, and every other time when it is about to rain, this person is automatically drawn towards that particular dress. Okay, so இதுதான் வந்து the science, he says, is the science behind this particular intuition. ஓகே, நான் ஏன் இவ்வளவு கதை சொன்னேன் அப்படின்னா இதெல்லாம் ஆஃப் டாபிக்ன்றது எனக்கு தெரியும், பட் கேம்பிளிங் இஸ் அ சீரியஸ் சயின்ஸ். ஹி கால்ஸ் கேம்பிளிங் as a serious science and there are lot of optimistic values behind gambling-ன்ற மாதிரி he finished that TED talk. It was very interesting. I'll even share the TED talk with you guys. Okay, if I get time I'll share the TED talk with you guys. But the core point that I was trying to get at here is wager is always based upon intuition. Okay, although it is an uncertain event, you have an intuition that things are going to go a certain way. Now, if your intuition is sound and if your intuition is valid, you might win that particular wager. If your intuition is wrong, you are bound to lose that particular wager. Okay, fine. So adana I was trying to get at with this big story, but the science behind that, this guy, he calls the science behind the gambling as risk intelligence. Okay, இன்னைக்கு risk intelligence, risk management என்ற டாபிக் இருக்கு, but I don't think there is anything called as risk intelligence, but this guy has come up with a phrase called as risk intelligence, and he says that while using your brain properly, using your thought process properly while taking a risk might fetch you benefits. Okay, that's what share market people who are good at share markets are basically doing. They are taking risk but in a very intuitive manner, in a very thoughtful manner. They have a process behind it, they have a proper thought process behind it. Okay, so wagering should also be indulged in that particular manner, approached in that particular manner. Okay, fine. So இது completely off topic ன்னு தெரியும், ஆனா வந்து I saw this video a long time ago and I wanted to share about this particular video. Okay, fine. So second one is uncertain event. Essentials of wager la வந்து second one is it depends on it. It is upon an, a wager is upon an uncertain event. Okay, then third one is every party must stand to win or lose. Okay, they can either win or they can lose, but there is no in between at all. இந்த டிக் டாக் டோன்னு ஒரு கேம் இருக்கும், எக்ஸ் அண்ட் ஜீரோஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதுல வந்து it's the ultimate game. Tic-tac-toe is the ultimate game because there can be never அது வந்து வின்னர் இருக்கலாம், லூசர் இருக்கலாம். இதுல நடுவுல வந்து நிறைய வந்து சினாரியோஸ் வரும் where there is no winner or no loser at all. ஓகே, இந்த டிக்-டாக்-டோ விளையாடும் போது எக்ஸ் அண்ட் ஜீரோஸ் விளையாடும் போது வந்து லூசரும் இருக்க மாட்டாங்க, வின்னரும் இருக்க மாட்டாங்கன்ற ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் வரும். நிறைய டைம் நம்ம வந்து போர்டை அழைச்சிட்டு திரும்பியும் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து டிக்-டாக்-டோ விளையாட ஆரம்பிப்போம். பட் ஈவன் தோ தெர் இஸ் அ ஸ்டேல்மேட், அந்த ஒரு ஸ்டேல்மேட் பொசிஷன் இருந்தா கூட வந்து தேர் ஆர் யூசுவலி வின்னர்ஸ். அந்த ஒரு டிரா பொசிஷன்ல கூட தேர் ஆர் யூசுவலி வின்னர்ஸ். அந்த இது இப்போ வேர்ல்ட் கப் எப்படி அட்ஜர்ன் பண்ணாங்க சாரி வேர்ல்ட் கப் more number of boundaries வச்சு கொடுத்தாங்க இல்லையா, because சூப்பர் ஓவர் போனாங்க, சூப்பர் ஓவர் did not work out and finally they gave it based on more number of boundaries, and more number of boundaries is based on skill. இது வந்து based on luck கிடையாது, based on skill. So there is always a winner in a particular particular game, but the scale of each person, ipo scale edukkiradhu vandu, let's say that they had taken something else that this particular team, the other team had done very well, and they, South Africa would have become the winner. South Africa thana correct ah thana solren? South Africa, New Zealand, sorry, New Zealand might have been the champions there. And ஒரு particular scale la these England people, they did really well, so they became the winner. So there is always a winner in a particular game. There is no draw at all. Okay, so wagerly on there is no draw at all. There is always a winner or a loser. Okay, and no one has control over the event. That is, it is an uncertain event. No one can change the course of the event. No one should be able to change the course of the event. If a person is manipulating a particular event, then the agreement becomes void. Okay, and finally, there should be no other interest in the event. The person should have only the interest in a particular event. There should be no interest further than the event. Okay, so rummy sutti, in the online rummy sutti, why there is so much of chatter? Or 2 minutes la mudichiren, takkunu solunga. Why is there a lot of chatter surrounding rummy, online rummy?
Don't know, ma'am.
டோனோவா? என்னடா டோனோன்றீங்க?
rummycircle.com circle அந்த மாதிரியா?
அததான் கேக்குறேன். ஆன்லைன்
Win
ரம்மி.
பண்ண முடியும் மேம். கேம் விளையாடி வின் பண்ண முடியும் மேம்.
சரி, ஐபிஎல்ல இப்ப ஐபிஎல் போயிட்டு இருக்குல்ல, ட்ரீம் 11ல வழக்கமா
ட்ரீம் 11 மொபைல் கேமிங் மேம்.
ட்ரீம் 11ல அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் வழக்கமா வர்றப்போ வந்து நார்மலா வந்துட்டு தோனி வருவாரு, வந்துட்டு ஏதாவது சொல்லுவாரு, போயிடுவாரு. இப்ப எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து பீப்புள் மைட் ஃபைண்ட் இட் அடிக்டிவ் அப்படின்லாம் வந்து இது குடுக்குறாங்களே, கிளாஸஸ் குடுக்குறாங்கல்ல, வார்னிங் கிளாஸஸ் குடுக்குறாங்கல்ல. ஏன் அந்த வார்னிங் கிளாஸஸ் கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க இப்போ?
மேம் ஏன்னா எல்லா பேரும் அதுலயே உட்காந்துருக்காங்க, வேற வேலையை பார்க்க மாட்டேங்க. நீங்க கேம்ல எவ்வளவு காசு வரும், என்ன காசு வரும், எப்போ வரும்?
ஓகே, அது ஒரு ரீசன். அடிக்ஷன்ன்றது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம். ஓகேவா? இது இல்லாம இந்த ஆன்லைன் கேம்ஸ் எல்லாமே ரம்மி
பிளேயர்ஸ் பேர் கெட்டு போயிட கூடாதுன்னு அதனால மேம்.
பிளேயர்ஸ் பேர் கெட்டு போக கூடாதுன்னுலாம் கிடையாது. அவங்களுக்கு காசு கிடைச்சிருது, அதனால அவங்க வந்து அது வருத்தமே படுறது கிடையாது. அதனால இதை பத்தி யோசிங்க. இது ஏன்னு நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல உங்களுக்கு சொல்றேன். இந்த ரம்மியில என்ன பிரச்சனை இருக்கு, ரம்மியில இன்னொரு பிரச்சனை என்ன இருக்கு, இந்த நோ அதர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இந்த ஈவெண்ட் வச்சு ஒரு பிரச்சனை இருக்கு, ஒரு பெரிய பிரச்சனை இருக்கு ரம்மியில. அது என்ன இதுன்னு அடுத்த கிளாஸ்ல யாராவது எனக்கு சொல்லுங்க. ஓகே, சோ ஆன்சர்
maybe because tax isn't paid to the government.
No kana.
See, 2019
ஒரே நிமிஷம். I'll give you the scenario. Please think about it and come back to me in the next class. Okay, so online rummy ன்றது வந்து, let's say that Anirudh and I'm playing online rummy. Okay, we are the players in that particular game. Okay, but the host of that particular game is neither me nor Anirudh. Okay, someone else is the host of that particular game. Okay, so although there are only 2 players, there are 3 parties involved in any game. இத வெச்சு நீங்க யோசிங்க என்ன பிரச்சனை ரம்மிலன்றது.
இது வந்தது மேம், கமிஷன் அந்த மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கறாங்கன்னு சொல்லி இதே மாதிரி ஒரு கேஸ் வந்தது மேம் 2019ல எம்பிஎல் வெச்சு.
ஜூஸ் எனக்கு ஒரே நிமிஷம் குடுக்கட்டா? ஒரே நிமிஷம்டா, ஒரு நிமிஷம் கண்ணா. இல்லப்பா, இன்னும் ஒரு அவர் கிளாஸ் இருக்குப்பா எனக்கு. 3rd hour தான் வருவேன். நான் கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் வந்துருவேன், வேலை இருக்கு. அடுத்த ஒரு இங்க தான் இருக்கும். 40 ரூபாவா? பைனாப்பிள் நல்லா இருக்கு. தேங்க்யூக்கா. ஆமாக்கா.